to be there and being right in the presence of that and hearing those tanks explode and seeing the tops popping off of them and everything like that, y'all, it was quite a scene.
So, we're back, everyone. Like I said, I will continue to give you developments and updates as this story develops. So, what happened at Smitty Supply in Louisiana, Roseland, Louisiana, that is, an explosion in a community was on the edge, still on the edge. And today, we're going to get inside of the story from one of the employees. But real quick, smash that like button, share, and subscribe. If you don't remember, on August the 22nd, 2025, a massive explosion and a fire erupted at Smitty Supply, an automotive, lubricant, and parts plant near Roseland, Louisiana. That's in Tangible Hope Parish. Remember, Louisiana only has parishes. Every other state has counties, for the people that is confused. So it was a mandatory evacuation within a 1 mile radius, including schools, elementary school to be specific, highways closed, and an ominous black cloud of smoke became a grim skyline. So I won't bore you too much with the video. We got an employee that I had grabbed a clip from, so y'all check it out and y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Let's jump right into it. Now, this is a local amen man. He's been with the company for years. He explains how he's greatly, highly favored and blessed for him and everyone else around him to only simply have their life. He explains that everything else could be replaced, but you can't buy another life. So, with that being said, y'all like, share, subscribe. Let's get right into it.
It's been a while since I've been on live. I'm hoping I'll be there going on live, for the football season, but hey, here we are. I just want to say, man, for those of you that don't know or do know, I've been employed at Smitty's for 4 years. Since 2021, when I moved back to Louisiana from Georgia. And it's all over the news, and people that know me in Georgia, company that I work for, man, it's burning, and it's it's an oil company, and one of the somehow a tank caught fire, and it spread it. But one thing I will say, man, it's a sad occasion because people's livelihoods went up in flames with the company, but people that's put in a lot of years, a lot of time, being able to provide for their family, for themselves, at Smitty's. I tell you what though, man, sometimes you just gotta, sit back and think. You're trying to process this. You see this type of stuff on the news, and you see this stuff in, movies and stuff like that, but to be there and being right in the presence of that and hearing those tanks explode and seeing the tops popping off of them and everything like that, y'all, it was quite a scene, But I'll say this one thing: I'm thankful. I am beyond thankful to God, man, our Savior, because y'all, that whole place could have just blew up, and it could have been a tragic situation. Could have been a tragedy like no other. People's lives could have been taken away at the snap of a finger. But I thank God, man, that He kept us, man. A lot of time, man, we don't, we get caught up in everything else. Sometimes you just got to sit back and be grateful that, man, That wasn't nothing but God, man. That plant could have just went up in flames, man. I mean, you talking about oil and, highly flammable chemicals. We was able to get able to see the smoke and was able to get everybody out of the building and got everybody out of there safe, man. A lot of people don't get that opportunity, man, and I'm grateful, man. I know it hurts. I mean, when you work with, people for so long, putting in 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, you become like a family. You spend more time with them, your co-workers, than you do your own family, and it becomes family. And that's been the thing that I've been, trying to process. Even when I was in Georgia, man, I call them my Georgia family because you spend that much time with each other, man. You develop that relationship, and man, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. Shucks, my wife could have been getting a phone call saying, "Hey, sorry, sorry to tell you that, your husband, he didn't make it." Or other families could have got a phone call today, but yet everybody was able to, look out and reach out to family members, and we was all able to say we was all, as far as I know right now, we was all able to say, I'm all right. And if that ain't a blessing from God, if that ain't the power of God, if that ain't the protection of God, I don't know what it is. And in this moment, after this moment, I might go back and start reflecting. But in this moment right now, I'm thanking God for his protection. I'm thanking God that it didn't go as bad as it could have. Some of y'all have family members that work at Smitty's. You could have been getting the call. It could have been y'all. It could have been, listen, the funeral homes could have been full right now. But today was a statement from God that death, not today. Not today. And I thank God that he made a statement. God made a statement today. No, not today. It could have been bad. But because of his grace and his mercy and his protection, it wasn't bad, y'all. Listen, man, that man got enough money. He can build another building. He can probably put all the machines. It's gonna hurt them pockets. Well, it probably won't hurt his pocket. He got enough money. He can make another building. He can rebuild that thing and have Smitty pumping all again. But the one thing his money can't buy is your life back. His money couldn't buy my life back. His money couldn't buy my good friend Joe's life back. His money couldn't buy, because of Beverly, he couldn't buy no employee out there life back. I don't care how much money he got. He couldn't have bought our life back. Only God did that. We was able to come out of that building. And now you see it's all engulfed in flames, y'all. And for all my Smitty's family that was able to come out of that building unscathed, unscratched, you ought to be telling God thank you, because you know what? He said, I'll burn these machines up before I let you die today. I'll let these machines die before I let you die today. That stuff, they'll pass away. That stuff have no meaning. But he protected us today, man. Yeah, it's a reset on life. Probably gonna have to find ourselves another place of employment. Probably gonna have to You know what I'm saying? It's going to be scattered. Yeah, it hurts me because you've developed that family. I'm a manager. And everybody in my room, man, I love them like they my family. Because that's what it became. But I feel a whole lot better watching them go other places and scattered abroad and taking care of their family and not their family dressing up in black or whatever color on a Saturday morning, the loss of their loved one, man. In a tragic way like that. So, man, to my Smitty family, man, keep your head up. Y'all, I promise you, I'm going to tell you something. One thing I know is this. God wasn't surprised. You asked me, he was ready. He was more ready than we were. He was more ready than we were. So what? He made sure that we got out of there unscathed. And I say this, I'm asking God right now to protect all the surrounding families in the area, protect them from the all misses that's coming down. Lord, protect their lungs, protect them from the carcinogens, and protect them from anything harmful in the air. Lord, you done already protected us, so there ain't no need to stop it now. Y'all, he did it for us, he'll do it for you. Tell you, man, sometimes we just got to reset, y'all. We got to reset. We go to looking at what we feel like we lost. We feel like we lost something. Y'all, and I was guilty of it too, but I had to reset and to get my mind right. And realize what he did for me. Man, I got a wife and 5 kids. You imagine how devastated that would have been for them? To hear that I'm not coming back home? Friends and family would have to hear that? Asking questions, what could have, what should have, what could they have done to prevent it? But guess what? God said, I got it. I'm going to prevent it. I'm going to get them out of there. I'm going to make sure y'all get out of there. Yeah. I thank our King, man. I thank him. This thing could have been worse, y'all. No lives were lost. No lives were lost. Only thing that was lost was a building and some machinery. I'll take life. I don't know about you, I'll take life. I'll take life all day. Give me life for 500. So I just wanted to share that, y'all. I know everybody's been seeing the pictures and seeing the videos and, you know, seeing the drone shots. It was something to encounter. I'm going to tell you that. It was something to encounter. It was something to encounter. But I thank God. Thank God. I thank God. I know everybody talking about the faces in the fire and all that stuff there. I'm talking about the protection of God. You can want to see all you want in the fire and all that stuff there. I'm talking about the protection of God. I'm talking about the protection of God. Husbands came home to wives. Wives came home to husbands. When it actually happened, Robert, I was at the Walmart and the smoke cloud was coming up, and I looked at it And I said, man, something on fire for real. And it wasn't 5 minutes later, one of my co-workers called me and said, man, we had to evacuate the building. And when I got there, I seen two or three of the tanks, blow up to where the top blew off and everything. Yeah. I was actually on my lunch break. Yep. What's going on, Charles? Charles was there with me. Look. Charles worked there too. He was able to come home. And let me share it. This how good God is, right? This how good He is, right? This how much of a protector He is. The production side of the plant was closer to the tanks, and this so happened every Friday. Every Friday they leave around 11 o'clock. This started happening around 12:45. Now God could have allowed it. God could have allowed it. Yes, He is. Yes, He is, Rod. He could have allowed it to happen at 8 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7. But He had allowed it to when they was able to get out. There wasn't as many people in the plant, and everybody was able to get out. You can build another house. You can get another car. You don't get another life until the next life. And depending on how we live now, that's going to determine how our next life will be. So I'm praying for my Smitty family. I know He's going to make the way. He didn't allow this to happen without taking care of us. He going to take care of us like He always do. Just like He did today. He provided the protection. Death tried to come, He provided the protection. No, you ain't. No, not today. Not today, buddy. No. Not today. Not today. So, man, I just wanted to get on here and share this with you, y'all. Just had to have a reset and just share that with you, man. A lot of time we just look at stuff. We got to look at stuff in a different light. Look at it in a different light. And I know you got people that's making fun, but hey, you got to be careful with that, man. Be careful. Be careful with that. Be careful. Be careful.
And I like to add, miraculously, no injuries was reported, but environmental precautions and issues still remain. Air and environmental quality monitoring by the DEQ and the EPA, along with the state police, readings so far shows no hazard health, even though there were multiple reports of hundreds of people checking into a local ER medical facility in Amite, Louisiana, Hood's Memorial. Oily residue, mixtures of rain-coated cars, rooftops, and belongings, sparking concern of long-term health exposure. Okay, fam. Since we're digging, I decided to dig a little deeper myself and do my homework. The company history and background. let's get into it. Let's talk about Smitty's roots. It was founded in 1960 to 1969, manufacturing and distributing oils, brake fluid, antifreeze. It boasts over 400 to 450 employees. That's just locally. Prior safety incidents. Fatality in 2020 when a dock accident occurred. OSHA fined in 2021 for equipment violation. Environmental penalty $250,000 in 2024 for multiple regulations and violations. Now, this is still an ongoing response, and what's next? I know we're all thinking, what happened? But the cost is still undetermined. Emergency personnel are keeping the flames contained while officials continue environmental testing. Residents remain evacuated with no set timeline to return as containment efforts continue. FAA issues restricted airspace within 3 nautical miles up to 5,000 feet. Now, we're closing this out. This is more than a local disaster. It's a human and an environmental story unfolding right now. I want to invite all of my subscribers to help us keep shining light on real stories like this. Like and subscribe for more updates and more stories like this. Suggest a follow-up idea, type it down in the comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know the type of content that y'all would like for me to present. Next, we'll expose the long-term environmental effects and legal path ahead, or get deeper into personal stories from workers and evacuees that was technically in the area. But until next time, keep your vision trilogy, and we'll keep you updated in the loop. So make sure, once again, you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notification so you'll be in the loop every time I drop content like this. Love.